faces and appreciate what a wonderful, warm room this is. So thank you all for being here for lunch today. I know there are many friends and warm acquaintances here in the room. And thank you for being here to help us celebrate Diane. We'd like to begin the luncheon today by inviting Sister Elaine Kirscher of the Joliet Franciscans to please give us an invocation. Sister?
Let us pray. Gracious God, our hearts are full today as we gather to acknowledge and celebrate your gifts to us. We take this opportunity to pause before this luncheon and to recognize that it is through your love and goodness that we are created, that we are called to serve, that we are given gifts to develop and to share, and in concert with the spirit of the ATHENA leadership model, that we are entrusted with the sacred mission of supporting, developing, and honoring women leaders, and inspiring women to achieve their full potential. Yes, our hearts are full of gratitude, of humility, of profound appreciation for one another, and a deep desire to be, to the fullest measure possible, the woman, the man you created us to be. Bless us today and all days. Amen.
Amen. Now I'd like to introduce my friend Amanda Quinn, who is the 2016 president of the Joliet Chambers Council for Working Women. Amanda?
Good afternoon and welcome to the 2016 ATHENA Luncheon. My name is Amanda Quinn, like she said, and I'm the chair of Council for Working Women this year. The Council for Working Women is an amazing and dedicated group of women who work to advance the interests of business and professional women in our community. Each year in September, we come together to recognize and celebrate an individual who is honored for professional excellence, community service, and for actively assisting women in our community. This is the epitome of what the Council for Working Women is all about. We share ideas, network, teach, support, and learn from each other. Ultimately, CWW provides professional and business growth opportunities for women and enhances their leadership capabilities. Today, the Council for Working Women is excited to celebrate and honor someone who shares the same values and vision as us. Diane Habiger is revered for her professional excellence, community service, and empowering women in our community. She is a true leader. Thank you for joining us today.
I'd like to welcome my friend Mary Jaworski, who is president of the Joliet Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Mary?
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Chamber of Commerce, our board of directors, our staff, and the Council for Working Women, we welcome you here today to honor Diane. The ATHENA program nationally is established through local chambers and our sponsors. Our sponsors today are Darcy Automobiles, First Community Financial Bank, and ExxonMobil. Please join me in a round of applause for their support. Thank you. There's a bit of history pertaining to ATHENA and the sculpture, and I think it's very interesting and would like to share it with you. For those of you who've been with us for years, it is a bit redundant, but I do think it's worth repeating. ATHENA was the dynamic goddess of Greek mythology. She was the wise and valiant daughter of Zeus. ATHENA was the goddess of courage and wisdom, guided and enlightened by reason. The marble base represents the recipient's solid foundation. The unique texture of the bronze differs on each sculpture. The cut crystal symbolizes the many facets of human character. Viewed from various angles, this form's outstretched arms can be seen to express celebration of achievement and reaching out to others. Each sculpture is numbered as one of a select edition. We have so many wonderful women who have received these sculptures, and I have the privilege to introduce them to you today. If you are here, please stand and stay standing until we're finished announcing. The late Jean Hansen, 1999. Mary Jane Brancato, 1988 was Jean Hansen. 1989, Mary Jane Brancato. Helen Harshbarger, 1991. Dr. Louise Coleman, 1992. Deborah Condati, 1993. Helen Ross, 1994. Dr. Carolyn Angers, 1995. Mary Ann Gallagher, 1996. Joanne Amick, 1997. Jan Larson, 1998. Mark Gibson, 1999. Sister Mary Frances Seeley, 2000. Laura McGuire, 2001. Maura Gavankar, 2002. Judge Donna Archambault, 2003. Carmen Morales, 2004. Sandra Cogill, 2005. Bonnie Keatak, 2006. Mary Manchesky, 2007. There we go. Lori McPhillips Walbraz, 2008. Dr. Phyllis Wilson, 2009. Arlene Albert, 2010. Lisa Morales, 2011. Senator Jennifer Bertino Tarrant, 2012. Beth Hughes, 2013. Cheryl McCarthy, 2014, and Tricia Simpson, 2015. Please join me in a round of applause. Thank you. And it is now with great pleasure that I introduce to you Diane Habiger. Diane, Diane is the co-owner of Lincolnshire Properties, which leases apartments in Plainfield and conventional office space in Joliet, Plainfield, and Naperville. Diane and her husband Bill also own Lincolnshire Business Center in Joliet. The original center burnt down in 2001, but has been rebuilt. It is an executive suite providing receptionist and secretarial services, faxing, photocopying, conference rooms, and support services. It also offers a virtual tenant program which supports home-based businesses in projecting a professional image at an affordable cost. Diane is a true community leader. She's been instrumental in the advancement of women in the Joliet region, a driving force in recruitment of women for the Joliet Rotary Club. Diane assisted on a committee appointed by the Supreme Court Justice that resulted in the appointment of 2 female candidates. She often assists women that have been out of the workforce with their resume and letters of recommendation. She has urged many to attend the Joliet Community Leadership Program sponsored by the Chamber. Diane, based on her own experience, knows that many women need encouragement when returning to the workforce. She strives to help them find the best in themselves. She found encouragement for herself at the Chamber. Diane worked on various committees and became active in planning the Community Leadership School. This put Diane in the company of local leaders who ultimately became role models for her and encouraged community service. I would like to name a few of her accomplishments. Eva Sale, Founders Award from Lewis University. Mark Gibson, Community Leadership Award. Outstanding Business Alumna from Joliet Catholic Academy. Outstanding Small Business Award from the Joliet Region Chamber of Commerce. Board of Trustees for the University of St. Francis. Board of Directors at Our Lady of Angels Retirement Home. Board of Directors, Joliet Catholic Academy. Board of Directors, Joliet Rotary Club. United Way, Will County Pillar Society. Board of Directors, Joliet Region Chamber of Commerce. Diane has been married to her husband, partner, and best friend for 43 years. They are the proud parents of Scott, married to Alex, David, married to Sharon, and their youngest, Kathy, married to George. They are the very proud grandparents to Tyler, Christiana, Carrie, Anna, Peter, and Liam. As you can see, Diane has a very full and meaningful life. She embodies the spirit of Athena and is a true asset to our community. She has paved the way for other women by her example, her kind demeanor, and her very generous nature. I would like to close my introduction with a verse that I found that was simple, but it reminded me so much of Diane. The most beautiful people we know are those who have known defeat, suffering, struggle, and loss. These people have true appreciation, sensitivity, and an understanding of life that fills them with compassion, gentleness, and loving concern. People, beautiful people, just don't happen. And Diane, you are such a beautiful person, and we are so lucky to have you and Julia with us. Now you can come up and join me at the podium, and I would like to introduce Senators Jennifer Bettino-Tarrant, Patrick McGuire, and State Representative Natalie Manley for presentation of proclamations.
I'll go first. I have the most seniority based on birthdays. So Representative Manley and Senator Jennifer Bettino-Tarrant and I, Representative Natalie Manley and Senator Jennifer Bettino-Tarrant and I, obtained the State of Illinois General Assembly recognition to honor you, Diane, and prove that every once in a great while, Springfield does do the right thing.
I have the privilege of reading the Senate recognition here, but I want to tell Diane one quick story. This is probably one of the greatest honors that I received. And make sure you keep it in a prominent place. I keep it in my office in Springfield, and I get a lot of questions. And every time someone comes in and asks, what's that for? I remind them that I'm a goddess. So the Illinois Senate of the 99th General Assembly of the State of Illinois acknowledges Diane Habiger in recognition of being named the 2016 Joliet Region Chamber of Commerce and Industry's ATHENA Award recipient for demonstrating professional excellence, community service, and actively assisting women realize their full leadership potential. We join in the commemoration of the effort, dedication, and hard work that led to receiving this honor, and further express our best wishes for personal happiness and professional achievement. Congratulations.
Just briefly, Diane is one of those women that make you proud to be person in Joliet, but she's paved the way for so many women, and I'm very, very proud of her, and I won't make you cry. Congratulations.
I would now like to introduce Howard Hamilton, the Chamber Board Chair, Nick Darcy, Darcy Automobiles, Steve Randage, First Community Bank, Amanda Quinn, the Council for Working Women Chair, and Tricia Simpson, ExxonMobil, for the presentation of the ATHENA
The
Award.
back of this says, what is honored in a country will be cultivated there. I'm sorry. Diane is a good friend of mine. She's a fellow Rotarian, and I'm so pleased and so proud to offer this to her on behalf of the Joliet Region Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors, recipient of the 2016 ATHENA Award.
That's hard to follow, but I'm going to try. Welcome to all of you. I'd like to thank the Chamber, Mary and her staff, the Council of Working Women, Darcy Motors, First Community Bank, and ExxonMobil for awarding me the ATHENA Award for 2016. I'd also like to thank all of you for attending, especially my family, my lifelong friends, and the people I've connected with over the years. I would like to just introduce my family quickly, my siblings. You've already been introduced to my beautiful children. But my brother Bob and his wife Evelyn are here. They came from Wisconsin. My sister Paula from Minnesota. My sister Joanne and her husband Steve from North Carolina. And my cousin Sandy from Joliet. And this is a little bit overwhelming, but here I go. Most people, when they come up to the podium, say, "Can you hear me?" When I come up to the podium, I always say, "Can you see me?" Well, I can see all of you, and personally, it's terrifying. I'm here trying to give you my version of a TED Talk, and I promise it will not take 18 minutes. But I'd like to recognize David Sloan from the university, Arlene Albert, and Laura McGuire for helping coach me with this talk. I am honored to say that I have been chosen to receive this award, an award that is highly respected in this town and around the world. In the last few weeks, I've been described as a role model for women, a community leader, and a total professional. Well, I look around and say, you have got to be kidding. But the most beautiful thing is that this is really happening. And I also want to add that there are so many of you out there who volunteer and do hours of work and never get recognized. Always believe that your work is appreciated. By the way, no one receives honors alone. All of us are helped along the way by family, friends, everyday events, and lifelong friends. I like to think that it is a matter of luck, but really it's more than that. It's a matter of divine providence. For God has plans for us, plans for our good. Divine providence is really God's intervention in our lives and in our world. Divine providence, God's intervention for me started at St. Joe's Hospital. Now I'm talking the original St. Joe's Hospital at the corner of Broadway and Division. Before there was Presence, before there was Provena, when it was just St. Joe's Hospital. I might add, that building isn't there anymore. I was born into a blue-collar family where my dad worked 2 jobs and sometimes 3 to provide for us. My mother stressed the importance of family and getting a good education. They also had plans for us, plans for our good. I attended grade school at St. John's, and I was taught there by the Sisters of St. Francis of Mary Immaculate. Sister Dolores Zemont is here today. She's the president of that order. And I know there are several other sisters here as well. And I'd like to thank them for instilling in me the values of St. Francis. I like to say that I am Franciscan in the way that I think, and hopefully in the way that I act. These sisters were my first feminist role models. They taught in most of the parishes in Joliet. They taught not only ABCs, but right from wrong, social issues, and are you ready? Fundraising. You can all laugh. But where do you think you first started doing your community service and giving back? Did any of you sell chances at your schools? I remember going to the pound parties at the Guardian Angel Home. And I'm old enough to remember filling my mite box during Lent. All of these were ways that we learned to give back to our community. But these sisters not only taught me at St. John's, but at St. Francis Academy and University of St. Francis. They cared for my mother for almost 14 years when she lived at Our Lady of Angels. She died there after getting incredible care. Years after my days at these institutions, I found myself wanting to serve with them again. I was pulled into their cause because they had left such an impression on me. I was active on the Joliet Catholic Academy Board of Directors for several years, where I renewed my friendship with Jane Condon, one of 2 people who nominated me today. I also served a term on the Board of Directors for Our Lady of Angels, where I learned of the intricacies of trying to run a premier senior services facility, and I'd like to commend them for the good work they do there and for turning their finances around. At present, I serve on the Board of Trustees at the University of St. Francis at a time of progress and vision provided by Dr. Arvid Johnson. One of my proudest professional moments was serving on the committee that brought Arvid to Joliet. USF is now in the middle of an expansion campaign. They've just converted Guardian Angel Home into the Leach College of Nursing at our St. Clair campus. And we've also broken ground for a new science building that should be finished around 2017. At USF, I work closely with Regina Black. She works in advancement at USF, and she's the second person who nominated me for this award today. Both Jane and Regina exemplify all the qualities of an ATHENA Award recipient. Both of them are local and have lived here all their lives. So these sisters, believe it or not, they inspired me so much that after high school, I followed them right into the convent. No one believes that I was a nun. Really, but I was for 2 years of my life. I'm happy to say that there are a few members of my novitiate class here today. Sister Elaine gave the invocation, and I see Sister Sharon Frederick and Joyce Klinger as well. Believe it or not, but Sister Elaine is a Jubilarian, and well, I don't think Sharon is yet. Those days of prayer and silence prepared me for the battles ahead. I, of course, didn't have any idea what those battles would be, but I know now that at that time I was storing up grace for myself and my loved ones that I could use in the future. I was never sorry that I entered the convent, but I was never sorry I left. Sorry, sisters. The convent years were part of the quiet, contemplative time of my life, where even though I ran off to the convent, I did it right here in town. Alas, life changes. Moments of solitude and prayer gave way to a return to the world. I started to investigate job opportunities and renewed a social life. So I met a guy. He was witty, intelligent, and charming. We dated and we got married. We had 2 beautiful children. And then he died. He not only died, he committed suicide. Even almost 50 years later, it's still hard to talk about, but I do so in the hopes that I can impress upon all of you how mental illness is such a part of our society. You know, we are never taught how to identify it, much less deal with it. My husband and I had been married for about 5 years, and although I knew he was prone to black moods, I was willing to write that off to him just having a bad day. In my heart, I knew something horrible was going on, but I didn't know where to go for help. Today, there are social agencies. Places like the Community Service Council of Northern Will County, Crisis Line, produced and directed, I might add, by Sister Mary Frances Seeley, an ATHENA recipient. There's also the National Alliance for Mental Health and many more. I heard of these agencies when I served on the Allocations Committee for United Way. I remember years later volunteering at Crisis Line because I thought that there was something I could do for someone who was experiencing something I had myself. And by the way, those experiences helped me to contribute to our community and to go on serving other people. So if you feel inclined to volunteer, join a social agency. Investigate that possibility and do something for someone else. So now I started a new phase of my life, that of being a single mother and a widow. I had 2 small children. Scott was almost 4, and believe it or not, Kathy was just 12 months old. I was fortunate at that time because I had a very supportive family and friends, like my friend from grade school in that bus who is here today. My mom was a superstar in helping me with Scott and Kathy. My brother and sisters encouraged me to go back to school. So I found daycare, and guess what? I enrolled back at the College of St. Francis, which is now the University of St. Francis, Joliet's University. For the record, I took a circuitous route to my degree. It took me almost 15 years to graduate. However, in those single years, those single years, I found out that I had abilities and talents that had been dormant. It was surprising to me that I could do it on my own, and I've always been grateful for the help that I received from family and friends. And divine providence appeared once more in the form of another grade school friend who is not here today. Her name is Marilyn. And she called me and said, you know, I know you're widowed, and I just got divorced. How about if we hit the social scene together? Well, it sounded pretty good. And let me tell you, I have to do this. So she introduced me to a guy. He was witty, intelligent, charming, but he was also tall, dark, handsome, and available. His name is Bill, and the rest is history. Bill turned out to be the greatest joy of my life. He was widowed when I met him. His wife had died of an asthmatic heart condition when David was only 13 months old. He became a single dad and had to learn a whole new skill set, that of juggling work, laundry, meals, daycare. He did it beautifully, and we got married and adopted each other's children. Sometimes we laugh because we will attribute characteristics from us to our non-blood siblings. And we decided that's the way life should be. And we learned it early, growing up. Bill's also my business partner. And many of you have heard me say that we could be the poster couple for opposites attracting. And that's true. We're about as different as you can get, except that we share the same life values and have been doing that for 43 years. We run a business together, renting apartments and offices in Joliet, Plainfield, and Naperville. We started out renting commercial property when we bought our building on Jefferson Street, and as you know, that building was reduced to rubble in 2001 when it burned to the ground. And our tenants lost everything. They lost their computers, computers, their information, their furniture, and their place of business. I'm happy to say that we rebuilt out on Essington Road, and so many of those tenants that were burned out are our tenants now, and they're sitting right over there. I'm glad you came. It was about the time we built this building, or bought this building, I should say, that I decided I should get involved in the Joliet Chamber. One of the first people I met there was Mary Jaworski. Mary epitomizes the Joliet Chamber. She's definitely a Joliet success story. I like the Chamber because it gave me opportunity to network with so many people from business, because he, as much as anyone, encouraged me to get active in the Chamber. I did that, and I was especially involved in community leadership school. That kind of changed my life because I met so many community leaders. I was impressed with both the participants and the presenter. A few years after that, Jackie McTee, a business associate of mine, encouraged me to join Joliet Rotary. And I am so glad she did, because Rotary has become a real part of my life. The Rotary four-way test is a beautiful way to live your life. The nuns would like that test. It's really very forensic. Rotary members different ways to contribute to the local community and to the international needs of the world. Several Joliet Rotarians are here today, and I'm quite pleased to see them. Rotary is a way to keep in touch professionally with the leaders of our community. It's a vehicle for service, and I am very proud to be a Joliet Rotarian. Recently, I became involved in a mentoring program sponsored by Joliet Township High School and Big Brothers Big Sisters. The purpose of the program is to mentor us, please. Hello, okay. The purpose of the program is to mentor low-income students so that they can visualize themselves applying to college and later graduating. I am so proud of my mentee, and there is no doubt in my mind that she is going to go on to college and graduate. Sean McCarthy and Trish Simpson and Lisa Lasser were active in this. So here I am today, still in Joliet, still inspired by others who show by example how to reach out and help. No one does it alone. What you give away, you get. I would like to thank all of those who helped me and have faith in me over the years. Without their encouragement, I might not have been inclined to sign up and volunteer. So don't be afraid to take a risk. If you feel inclined to help, go for it. There will be someone wanting to show you how to do it, and it will probably be the help of divine providence right here in Joliet. Thank you.